is good, yo? It's your boy Ty back here with another video, and in this video today we are going to be doing a Galaxy Opal Gary Trent Jr. gameplay. But before we dive into Gary Trent Jr., his release, everything that he does, shout out to my guy OG Backpack for letting me hop on his account to make this gameplay possible. Backpack. If you are new to my channel and have not yet, please consider smashing that subscribe button as we are on the road to 60,000 subscribers. Now, in real life, guys, I'm a pretty big Gary Trent Jr. fan, so I might be biased in this gameplay for Gary Trent Jr. just because I love his energy and just the way he plays. Like, I do love Gary Trent Jr. in real life, but looking at the card specifically, 6'6", 205 pounds, 95 3-ball, 85 driving dunk, 92 ball handle. Defensively, there are some things that scare me a little bit. 61 blocks, 74 interior. Aren't the best. 83 steal, 90 perimeter. Rebounding wise, not great either. 93 speed, 93 lateral quickness, pretty good in those kind of stat categories. 78 strength. Tendency wise, 95 driving dunk tendency. Defensive tendencies here, pretty okay. They're not the best, but they're decent enough. They're serviceable tendencies. But then you look at the badges. This is really where Gary Trent Jr. blows me away. Hall of Fame catch and shoot corner specialist, ankle breaker, chase down artist, tireless defender. Does come a Hall of Fame pro touch, handles for days, quick first steps, stop and go, tight handles, unpluckable, dead eye, flexible, green machine, hot zone hunter, range extender, slippery off ball, tireless shooter, and volume shooter. So if you just look at the shooting badges, guys, he's got basically everything you need. 21 gold badges, break starter, dimer, pickpocket, pick dodger, clamps. I know clamps is only on gold, but I don't think it's that big of an issue. Heart crusher, interceptor, contact finisher, gold showtime. I wish that was on Hall of Fame as well. But still, if you look at a lot of his badges, especially shooting wise, he doesn't lack anything outside of, steady shooter, blinders. Blinders on next gen, obviously. Do not put steady shooter on a card. But if you are on next gen, he does need blinders. Badges, you might look to give him rim protector, intimidator, post move, lockdown, rebound chaser. I mean, he's not perfect by any means, but in the shooting kind of category, there's nothing more you could ask for. Looking at Gary Trent Jr. in shoot around here, we're just going to see kind of how he moves in a full court setting, because obviously that is super, super important. How does his burst feels? Obviously, he's got Pro 3, move him on the back, which I'm a pretty big fan of, and then that release. I kind of talked about it in my breakdown earlier when I went over the cards. His release is one that I'm not a huge fan of. It's the Manu Ginobili release. And the reason I say Manu Ginobili release, because that's what it is. The Pink Diamond Manu Ginobili was a very solid card when he first came out, but his release was just terrible. Like, this release, guys, is bad. And I know he's got Hall of Fame flexible in this and that, but why does 2K give Gary Trent Jr. out of all people this release? Like, if I think of Gary Trent Jr., I don't think of this release at all, but maybe that's just me. It's not unusable by any means, especially on very quick. It's not the worst release in the game, but it's not very smooth, right? He doesn't get very high off the ground. It's kind of it looks like a set shot to me. And so I'm not a huge fan of the release. It's not the worst release again in the game, but it's just not very smooth. Now, I will say, if his release wasn't on very quick, we'd have a problem, because that's the only thing saving this Gary Trent Jr. card, is the fact that the release is on very quick. So with the release on very quick, you can make it work. Like, I guess I have greened a lot of shots with Gary Trent Jr., so I can't really hate on the release too much. If I was whiting every shot with him, and obviously it's not the quickest release, not the smoothest release, then I could maybe say that it's not very good. But I have greened a lot of shots with Gary Trent Jr. to sit here and say that his release is awful, this and that. Like, attacking the rim, obviously with gold showtime, he does have showtime slams. Looking at my opponent here, Kobe, T-Mac, Zion, Grant Hill, and D-Rob. An absolutely incredible lineup. He is running a 5-man though. It's going to be interesting to see Gary Trent Jr. compete against T-Mac. If you think I got Gary Trent Jr. out here to just, bro, there's no way you're running a zone right now. Not against Gary Trent Jr. There's no way you're sitting in a zone against Gary Trent Jr. because, his shooting badges, whether I green or not, he's got Hall of Fame flexible. The dude's not going to miss. So I don't know what my opponent's necessarily doing, but he's going to have to switch up what he's doing, because this zone is not going to work against me. And that was a nice green right there. I see you. Come on, man. Like, perfect. I'm telling you, you can't sit in this zone against Gary Trent Jr. You can't. I'm going to green with him too. Like, his release is not bad. It's really not as bad as I initially thought it would be. With the 10, I don't even remember what release he has. Whatever it is, it's not ideal, but it's not the worst release in the game. Gary Trent Jr., I got a full. That's fine. I'll live with fulls, because that means I'm basically hitting the green window, so I'll live with that. Come here. Where's Gary? Where's Gary? Showtime me and one over Zion Williamson. You love to see Gary Trent Jr. getting it going early and often. I know that you know what I want to do, but you can still back up, man. Oh, yeah, Gary. Oh, yeah, Gary. I ain't even mean to shoot it. Good call, ref, because I ain't even mean to shoot that thing. Let's see what free throw release we got. Oh, yeah, that's butter. That probably is the most greenable free throw, at least for me in the game, at least. Bro, please get out of this zone. Like, please. I'm telling you, you know exactly what I'm trying to do with Gary. So I'm gonna spread the wealth a little bit, at least for the foreseeable future. So, oh my goodness, that's great defense, Ty. They should have let me get my steal there, though. Uh-oh, Gary. Yeah, that's a kill. That's a kill, Gary. Showtime me. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Show me the bailout. JT for a 3. I felt like that was a stop, quite honestly. What is this? Oh, my goodness. He got put in the rim. But what is this? Oh, yeah. He's got to take. What is this defensive effort I'm seeing out of my opponent? Like, what am I watching? Oh, we got 3 seconds. And we got a lot of takeover out here. Watch this dot that I throw. Y'all don't think I throw dots? Watch this. Oh, you got to green it, Gary. Come on, man. You didn't come guard me, bro. I gotta fool. Like, you gotta stop worrying so much about my man's Gary. This is so dead. Alright, I'm gonna do this then. You want to play like that at the wing? That's fine. Oh yeah, Gary to the cup. Show me something. 2 hands. Go get yourself a bucket then, Gary. Looking at that time box score, Gary Trent Jr. has 14 points, 4 assists, 5 of 7 from the field, and 2 of 4 from deep. And one of the misses was from like 40 feet at the end of the first quarter. So he's been pretty impressive so far. I just hope eventually he gets out of his zone. Like, I'm not even playing defense anymore. Like, you can do whatever you want to do, bruh. Quite honestly. Just keep shooting your wide opens. Eventually, I mean, at least some of them are going to have to go in. Can you just back up? Oh, yeah. Good screen. I got a full. Why am I getting fulls with Gary? My man doesn't even have steady. I don't understand it. Like, I think that's the second one I've gotten. Maybe the other one was with Jayson Tatum. I don't know. But I swear I just keep getting fulls. Bro. Watch this dot I throw. Come on. Watch this dot I throw. Can you just stay in your lane? Like, I don't know why you got to always press up against Gary Trent Jr. What did Gary Trent Jr. do to you? Like, why are you being so aggressive towards him? I got to green that, Ty. Come on, man. Maybe it's better that I don't hit the green window so I don't get a full, though. Like, I'm tired of getting fulls. Come here. Oh, yeah. Gary to the cup. Hey! Reverse windmill slam. All right, come on. Can y'all go get me a bucket, Gary? Why am I getting double teamed? Why am I getting double teamed? Like, what is the point of your double team when I can just run right around it and still knock down a shot? I just got to find that green window once again. Because that's the only thing holding me back right now from Gary is I don't know about his release, man. That's a great pinch. That's a... Cookie! That's me, too. Thank you. Up to Gary. Just give me a showtime. Forget stopping for a 3. Just give me a showtime. Activate the team takeover. Where's my double team coming from? I know he finna double team. There's no way you're doing this. That's a buck. Why every time I hit the green window do I get a full? No way you went back to your zone, bruh. Like, there's no way you went back to your zone. I'm not... What are we doing here, bruh? Thank you, Gary. Bro, there's no way I'm getting double teamed right now. Look at what I'm having to deal with right now. Like, look at this. Anytime Gary touches the ball, it's an instant double team. Like, are you okay? Is your day going okay? Bro, look at him sit on defense, though. I ain't gonna lie. Gary Trent on defense is looking just like the best. I'm not gonna sit here and lie with you. Look at how many bump steals he's gotten, like. Oh, yeah, Gary. Add another one. No way. Oh, yeah. Good hustle, Gary. That's fine. Oh, yeah. We got it still. Bro. All right, bro. You want to play like this? That's fine. I got other dudes that can make some plays, too. Look at... Bro, he is everywhere right now. Green one. Early. That's my fault. That's me, Gary. Good shot, though. Like, he is just everywhere on defense right now. Green one. Yes, sir, Gary. Who needs the green when you got Hall of Fame flexible? Looking at the final box score here for Gary Trent Jr. 35 points, 6 assists, 5 steals, 13 of 16 from the field, and 7 of 10 from deep. Very impressive stat line. On the other side, on the flip side of things, my opponent wasn't very good. Sat in a 2-3 zone basically the entirety of the game. At the end of the day, guys, stats can only tell you so much. There's a big eye test factor involved. And honestly, the shooting guard small forward position is pretty stacked. Even if you compare, guys, Gary Trent Jr. to Andrew Wiggins, guys, I'm a bigger fan of Andrew Wiggins. So when it comes down to it, is Gary Trent worth whatever price he is going to be going for? And the answer that I'm going to give you guys to that question is probably not. And Gary Trent Jr. is fine if you can get that release down. It's not the worst release in the game, but to pay over 100K for Gary Trent Jr. is just absolute blasphemy and definitely not worth it at all. I wouldn't pay anything over 30, 40,000 for the card, and you're never going to get Gary Trent Jr. for that. So at the end of the day, guys, he is 100% not worth it in NBA 2K21 MyTEAM. That is going to wrap it up for the video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you are new. And as always, man, I love you guys and have a blessed day.